Hello people, welcome to Science Jump. Today we're going to be looking at selective breeding. Now the difference between this and natural selection is that humans have a hand in what kind of characteristics gets passed down in selective breeding, whereas in natural selection it's just nature doing its own thing. Okay, so I'm going to use this example using cats. And the first thing that we want is we want a population and we want variation within that population. The second thing that we want is a desirable characteristic. And in our case, the desirable characteristic is going to be long whiskers. Okay, so what we have a bunch of cats, and we have a few of them with pretty long whiskers and some of them with quite short whiskers. So what we want to do is we want to choose the ones with the long whiskers. So I'm going to cross this one and this one together since they have long whiskers, and I'm going to see what kind of whiskers their offspring have. So you end up with these offspring. So ideally what you want to do is you want to cross the offspring with the longest whiskers. So we can see that this one has quite long whiskers and this one has quite long whiskers. So you can cross those together like so, and hopefully what you'll have is a whole load of offspring with really long whiskers. So you end up with something like this with 100% having long whiskers. Now you have to be a little bit careful here because what we're doing is we're crossing siblings together, and you want to really avoid doing that to avoid any genetic abnormalities occurring. So the idea is you have to continually repeat this process until all of them have the desired characteristic that you're looking for. Now we've got some examples of cats which they've done this. So we've got the Bengal cat from the 1970s, we've got the Lycoid wolf cat from the 2010s, got the Munchkin cat from the 1990s. So these things didn't exist prior to them being officially recognized as a particular cat breed, but they did the same thing. They had cats with particular characteristics and they just bred them together and eventually ended up with an entire breed which looks in this particular manner. Now they do this with dogs as well, and as you can see with these dogs, you got the French Bulldog, and it's gone from looking like that in the late 1800s to looking like this today. And unfortunately, because of the amount of inbreeding that you have to do to get these desired characteristics, all these dogs have all sorts of health issues. So that's why I said it's better to have an animal from the outside, so you're not just breeding brothers and sisters together, because you end up with all sorts of genetic problems and health problems. We can do it for farm animals as well. So as you can see, you got the Texas Longhorn with these crazy long horns. We got the Ardennes horse, which is extremely muscular and can move a lot of weight. And we've got a Belgian Blue Bull, which presumably is going to provide us with some delicious steaks. But animals aren't the only thing. We can also do it with plants, as you can see over here. So the original brassica plant here was selectively bred, so you can have the kohlrabi, the Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli and kale. They all come from the same original plant. But with plants, you can also select them for things like disease resistance, size, juiciness of the fruit, etc., etc. So there's all sorts of ways that humans have a hand in selectively breeding particular characteristics, which is what selective breeding is all about. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.